NCAA basketball totals for Thursday, December 22nd. We also have our NBA segment out there as well. Be sure to check that out. We have 3 games on the card today. For you new guys, we're going to look at the total set by odds makers, and we're going to try and beat that line either going over or under that total. So we got 3 games on the card today, some pretty good matchups, I think. So we're going to go ahead and start breaking it down. Don't forget to check out SBR for all the odds, numbers, sign-up bonuses at sportsbooks, reputable sportsbooks, which ones to join up and which ones to avoid. It's all at SBR. All right, here we go. Here's our segment. We got 3 games we're going to look at. The first one is Tennessee versus East Tennessee State. Excuse me. Oddsmakers have this at 153, and I'm going over that total. Now, recently, the last time I talked about Tennessee, I was talking about Bruce Pearl, and of course, he's at Auburn. And that was a mistake by me. I actually mentioned that in my video. You do that. I'm human and I make mistakes. But by the time I finished the video, I was like, I'll just make a note of it. That, of course, it's Rick Barnes, former Texas guy. He's at Tennessee now. But, mistakes happen. So just to let you know, I understand Barnes is the head coach of Tennessee. But, I am human and we all make mistakes. But anyway, the point is this. Tennessee goes really fast. Rick Barnes, even at Texas, he loved to go up tempo, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see today. East Tennessee State, not bad at all either. This is a pretty scrappy team. They might beat Tennessee. Actually, I haven't checked the odds of that game, but East Tennessee State, they might be favored. I'll have to double check that. They might be favored against Tennessee. It's going to be, whatever, the line's going to be tight. Let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers here. All right, I like over this 153. We got Tennessee averaging 78.3 points per game, and we got East Tennessee State 77.4. Defensively, not bad numbers by East Tennessee State. They're allowing 66.7 attempts per game. Tennessee, not great, allowing over 73 points per game. That's something about Barnes that always bugged me at Texas. They were never really a good defensive team. Period. They could score. They had some really good scoring teams, back in the day with Durant and stuff, but they never really played any sort of a lockdown type of defense. Let's look at some more numbers here. We got Tennessee. They're shooting over 44% from the floor, and they're shooting over 49% of their two-point shots. Not great from distance, but their tempo, again, with Rick Barnes, are averaging about 60 attempts per game. But on the other side, they're allowing about 57. That's one of the faster tempos in NCAA hoops. Eastern Tennessee State, they don't go really fast, but they're a really good shooting team. They rank 18th in the country in shooting efficiency, and they also they rank 15th in effective field goal percentage. Sorry, to pull down the statistic there. They're shooting about 50% overall, which ranks 11th in the country. This is a good East Tennessee State team. Good mid-major. They've always been a good mid-major for last several years. They're shooting almost 56% of their two-point shots, and they're shooting over 39% from distance. They're going to score. And I think Tennessee's going to be able to score as well. We got them like their last game versus Gonzaga, 86-76 loss. Then they put up 92 and 74 versus some lower competition. Really weird game against North Carolina that didn't go nearly as fast as I thought it was going to go. But that 153, it seems a little bit big. But I think East Tennessee State's going to score 80. So I like for them to go ahead and both these teams combine to get over this total. I think it's going to be really up and down, and it's going to be a really fun one to watch too. That should go down to the wire. But I like East Tennessee State actually in that one, no matter what the line is. Let me check it out for you guys since I'm here. Let's see what that line's at while I go ahead and go on to the next one. Next one we're going to look at is LSU and Wake Forest. Danny Manning's gone really fast this year with the Demon Deacons, and he's actually done a pretty decent job. They're playing a little bit better than last year, and I'm going right now, odds makers, I'm going over it. It's a 160. Really big total, but LSU, they're one of the faster tempo teams, in the SEC. They're going to get up and down the floor while I go ahead and bring up that, let's see what that East Tennessee State Tennessee game is as I continue to break this down. Right now we got LSU averaging 75 points per game, Wake Forest over 80. And on the other end, not a lot of defense going on. Both teams are allowing, not well over. They're both allowing just over 70 points. That's a pretty good tempo, pretty good tempo as far as defensive scoring. But what I like is the actual tempo, the actual field goals attempted per game, where you got LSU averaging 61.3. Wake Forest is giving up over 60. And then on the other side of the ball, we got Wake Forest getting up 58.5, while LSU is allowing almost 62 attempts per game. Pretty good shooting teams as well. Wake Forest are shooting 53.2% on their two-point shots, over 47% overall, and they rank in the top part of the country in effective field goal percentage and shooting efficiency. LSU, not bad either. They're shooting 53% on their two-point shots and 47.3% overall. Both these teams rank in the top part of the country in their shooting percentages, and defensively, there is where they're lacking. Right now, Wake Forest, they're allowing opponents over 50% on their two-point shots, and then you got LSU, not that great either. They're allowing opponents to shoot 47.7% on their two-point shots. Not great. not great at all. Both these teams can score, and I think that 160, it actually looks a touch big, but I think they get there. I think it's going to be really fast, and I think both these teams can score. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. Finally got that Tennessee game up here. Let me go ahead and scroll down. I want to find that one. Last one we are going to cover is George Washington and Miami. As I continue to try and find, there it is. Yeah, East Tennessee State is favored -4. I kind of like East Tennessee State in that. I think they're going to put up 80 and win that game. I think maybe something like 83-75, something like that. But I do think they cover, and I think they win that game. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong button here. Okay, last game up we got is Miami, George Washington. Larinaga done a nice job of that Miami team. You know, coming over from George Mason a while back. He's done a really good job. Good job on the defensive end. I'm going under the total of 134. This should be a pretty good defensive battle here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Right now, we got George Washington averaging 70 points per game, but Miami's allowing just 57.2. They rank second in the country in scoring defense. They're pretty efficient, but the tempo and the way they play D, I don't see them getting over this 134. Miami is averaging 74.4 points per game, but George Washington, not bad defensively, allowing 67.9. George Washington, they've struggled a little bit this year, but they have won their last 3 in a row against lesser competition. Miami, they're solid. They're always tough, and they play really good defense. I mean, look at a game when they played Iowa State, a really fast team. They lost 73-56. Okay, so that's 129. Iowa State's, they're not bad. Miami should not have lost that bad. But in the end, this is a good Miami defense. I think they're going to hold George Washington to a really low number. I mean, we look at the Colonials, their shooting numbers, 40.5% overall. That ranks about 300th in the country. And Miami, they're allowing just 35.9%. That ranks 4th. George Washington's going to have trouble scoring tonight. Miami, okay percentages offensively, not great though. They're shooting 46.8% overall. That ranks 71st in the country. George Washington, not bad defensively. They're allowing opponents just under 42%. So at the end, and also along with the tempo, they get kind of about the middle of the pack. They rank about from over 150th in the country. You're talking about 300 teams here. As far as tempo is concerned, on both sides of the ball. Let me double check that. Yeah, on both sides of the ball. Actually, outside the top 200 teams on both sides of the ball. So I don't think they're going to get there tonight. That 134 is a bit too much. I'm going under that total. And what should be a pretty interesting matchup, we got A10 ACC. That's always good stuff there. But I don't think they're going to get there. All right, let's quick recap that. We got the first one up, Tennessee, East Tennessee State. 153 set by oddsmakers. I'm going over, and I like East Tennessee State to win that game by more than 4. LSU Wake Forest, what's going to be an absolute track meet, in my opinion, over the 160. That's going to be a really fun one to watch. Finally, opposite way, and this one, maybe not a really fun one to watch, but decent matchup here with George Washington and Miami, 2 teams that have won a couple games in a row here. 134, and I'm going under that. Those are my 3 NCAA basketball picks as far as the totals are concerned. Check out SBR, and I wish you luck on your picks today.